Okay, hey guys, Anime West plays or reacts, whichever one you want to call me. We're continuing this story. Had to stop for a bit because my dogs were attacking the door, so we got to go to the infirmary because, yeah, apparently things are happening in the outside world. The primordial sea is encroaching, it sounds like, apparently, because Fermine, we got caught by Ridesley, found out he had basically led Lenny into a trap. He took Lynette and Fermine hostage, or yeah, kind of bluffed that they were his hostages or something. Not really bluffed that they were his hostages, but yeah, he had them captured, and he had Lenny pretty much right where he wanted him until he attacked, and then yeah, just when Sea Queen came in with her trank gun and stopped everything. Which is something, alright. So yeah, apparently Fermine got locked out in the sea by Ridesley and just come into contact with primordial seawater, which is not good because we saw what that does to you. Yes, pure undiluted seawater does to someone, I guess, but assume for Fermine's case it was diluted, so he didn't just liquidate it, basically. But yeah, now everyone obviously has questions. What the heck would happen? What the heck happened to you, bud?
Fermine, how do you feel?
Lenny. Lynette.
We're all here.
Where?
The infirmary, at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Fermine. And you are no... How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Probably shouldn't.
Traveler. Paimon. It's been so long.
Bet it has.
The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Shh, it's okay.
Yeah, calm down.
We can talk about it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no one should touch it.
What happened after you snuck into the pipes?
Pipes.
Yeah.
Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now.
Alright, so yeah, what happened? So yeah, we had him go in the pipes, and then... Okay. So yeah, we sent him to investigate, and then something happened, apparently.
I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. It looks abandoned.
Right? So yeah, we don't know what happened to Child. He went in here.
Where could Master Child be?
That was a good question. Right, so we're from an A. Alright. Alright, so then we go here. Oh yeah. Oh boy, this is the area.
This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it?
Interesting. Start. Alright. Huh. Movable bridges. Definitely like these kind of puzzles. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like rotating bridge things. Yeah. So we lower it, connect it, and then move it around to where we need to go. So, yeah, sent him to look for Child. Somehow he ended up out in the sea, though. Which is interesting. Okay, reusing it. Oh, here we are. And then this one, and shift it.
it's getting stuck on something.
Huh.
Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Oh. Oh. Obstacle. So, yeah, okay. Start. Maybe lower it. So, yeah. Assume that's what I need to do. Lower it, then go over here, turn it. Yep. And then raise it again. So yeah. Seems to be the case, what we needed to do. But yeah, so last time Worth Risley got us right where he wanted us by taking Lynette hostage, and after what Lenny told us about from his past, he's not gonna take that lying down, obviously. So yeah, he just rushed off to go find him. Oh boy, well, that was a drop.
This is where the water starts.
Okay.
Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water. I'll go take a look as well.
Alright, then I guess this is what happened. Dive into the water. So yeah, oh boy. Here we go. So yeah.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse.
Aren't natural.
These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently.
Okay.
I should be going in the right direction.
So child came through here, most definitely, it sounds like.
There are traces here too. I need to keep going.
Right, oh.
The traces are gone.
Huh.
But I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait. What the?
Oh. And yeah, the seawater.
My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to
Get with
breathe.
that primordial
What's
seawater
going on?
now. Yeah.
No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it.
And that's what happened, huh? So yeah, I gotta escape now. Try to, anyway, I guess. Trying to escape the water.
I can't
Oh yeah.
die here.
Ooh, feeling worse and worse.
This is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater.
So yeah, pretty bad.
I have to push on.
And yeah, that's what happened. And there's Corinne coming to save him. So yeah, that's what we seen, huh? Or when she brought him back. Alright then. That happened. That is definitely something.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was also no obvious place for him to have disappeared to.
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep going. I probably passed out some time after that, and you know the rest.
Well, at least you're alright.
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save you.
Miss Clarande, you say? I must go thank her in person.
Well, for now, you
You're
should
still
rest.
too weak,
Yeah,
Remine. You can go after you've had some more rest.
probably for the better.
Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss Cloran will stay here as a guest for another few days, so there's no need to hurry.
Alright.
A guest? Then I can assume Risley was the one who invited her to come down here?
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain better than me.
Got it. I'll go talk to him.
Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on. Wanna come with
So
us?
yeah, we need some answers. Yeah.
No, please go on without me.
You should stay with us.
I don't want to leave just yet.
Lenny.
Yeah.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both...
Understood.
Yeah. Should stay together.
Then let's just sit together for a while. In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The traveler
yeah.
and I are going to head out for now.
I mean,
as long
that
as you
is
stay in here, I don't think you'll be disturbed.
understandably stressful for Lenny.
Thank
That
you.
he just thought he thought he was about to have to betray, and then he was in a really tough spot there. Secret keepers and forbidden zones. Alright, now we gotta go talk to Risley so that we can finally get to the bottom of what's happening, I guess. 'Cause, yeah, it's a stressful thing for stressful time there for Lenny. 'Cause, yeah, that was a pretty messed up thing, but also get where he was coming from. Two members just appearing in his fortress, as he called it. Or, well, it is the Fortress of Mirapede, but yeah. Outsiders just snooping around his place, basically.
Excuse me?
I take it Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss C?
I wanted to check up on Miss Cloran. How are you feeling?
So, yeah.
Mostly fine, I think.
Alright, good.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now then.
So, yeah.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Yeah.
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How
Yeah.
about enlighten?
Please enlighten us as much as you'd like, then.
Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start
Okay,
with
yeah.
whichever one you'd like to get answered the
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
No. I
Okay.
just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
That's something.
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what
So,
that
yeah,
kind of
then why
behavior
didn't you
signals.
just stop them?
Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance.
Yeah.
I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work.
Oh, yeah.
All I care about is the answer.
So you were hoping Lenny's group would just do your work for you?
That's what it sounds like.
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremonet has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Mirapede is on the rise.
That is what he
The
said.
Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Well,
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Now, why would you put it like that?
yeah.
Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another
Yes.
form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
Uh-huh.
Oh, right.
I guess that's
I
what
wanted
it'll
to
get.
ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I
Okay.
needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremine was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like
Yeah.
that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already.
So if Forbidden Zone really exists, what's inside it?
That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremine.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you
I
answer
think
our last
that's-
question in return?
That's only fair, I feel.
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really wants to know.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
Yes.
Follow me.
Yes, then. Even if it's not the pleasant of truth, then yeah. Alrighty. Following rightly. Alright. There we are. Secret stairway. Nice.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh.
Yeah.
Pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
Seems like it.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
Alright. Down into the basement, I guess. Basement elevator.
Stand on the central plate.
Alright.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or...
Well,
Whoa.
yep, down we go. Lowered and lower into the prison. Once everyone has taken their positions, the circuit thing begins to lower and moving. Alrighty then, so deeper we go. This Forbidden Zone.
This is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special.
And that is...
What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total.
Isolation.
Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone.
Isolation gate.
Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well,
Yep.
Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Alright then. Keep exploring. So, isolation gates, huh?
So there's a switch on the side.
Yep.
Stand back.
Okay then. Opening it. Well, that's
They all just
something.
went up one by one.
Is that in the middle of the room?
Go on, have a look.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well then. The room is really empty with nothing in here, which is quite strange on its own. There's also a device smack dab in the middle of the room, which looks like some sort of massive sluice gate.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year,
Oh
the
boy.
needle has
Yeah,
crept
that's
upwards from its original position.
pretty
Likely
bad
because
looking.
some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally.
So, yeah, it's glowing red. That
Normally I would
looks
have
pretty
ignored
bad.
it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking?
The water pressure
Very reasonable guesses.
or the
I
temperature?
considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary.
Okay.
The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all.
So something inside changed.
Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis.
So
Over
yeah.
the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress,
That's what it is then.
I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
The concentration of primordial seawater?
Yeah. We're already
But we're
under.
already under the sea!
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising.
Primordial seawater is continually leaking into the sea.
Yes, that's very likely.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Forget about the two of us! Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh.
Oh.
Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out.
Oh yeah.
I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea
If this
at
gate
all.
fails, all of Fontaine will fall with it.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea? Who built this place anyway?
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research.
Okay.
There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here.
Okay.
When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land,
Egeria.
all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold.
Okay.
Some of them began to repent,
Oh
and
yeah.
prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them, and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the
yeah.
power of the Hydro Archon,
Gathered underneath
they
and built
gathered
this
underneath the
fortress.
sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow.
Uh-huh.
As the number of
Cool.
exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend his
yeah.
support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home.
Wow.
And
That's
with
the
that,
story.
the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners
some
who
lore
would
there.
regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay.
So yeah.
They'd find some idle position and let their
Cool
withered
lore.
souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent.
So
Now and again,
That's bad.
researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But apparently he was right.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
Do you believe in prophecies?
To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third.
So as the Duke of Meripede, just what do you plan to do about it?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad. So, yeah, that gate fails and everyone dies, basically.
This is it.
Oh. Okay.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone. Huh? Lurvine and...
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well.
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
All right.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for
So,
now.
yeah, it was all an act of fighting.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
Yeah, Ed who? Yeah, we have. Think
Good.
so.
Saves me a bit of time explaining. Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant,
feel like
Jurier
I've heard
is
the name
quite
Ed
familiar with them
somewhere.
as well. I hired him to be my
Gravimeters.
technical consultant.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
Well,
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
what a lovely idea. Blow the place to
Gotta
bits.
admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus.
Yeah.
Focus.
Be serious here.
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
Was that really necessary?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Yep.
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything.
forget it.
Follow me.
Yeesh. It'll blow up.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
It feels like it. All these hidden doors and mechanisms and things like that we keep finding.
Really thinks everything's super cool.
So yeah. Is this just a normal room?
Well, let's spice it up a bit.
Please
And
do.
here you go.
Alright. Oh, well then. This is
What a huge ship.
something.
This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
Not
Not much
much.
at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria.
Lemuria.
To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves. He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
Okay.
There's a ship in this story too?
Yeah.
Where there's water, there'll be ships.
Oh, makes
People
sense.
believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Makes sense.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think.
Hmm.
As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try.
Building a ship, huh?
So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
And a ship
Were you
building.
inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
So yeah, plan for the ages. Can't you share your plan with everyone?
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. All right, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other? Seems like you're good.
Okay, so he's building a ship. Well then. Building a ship. Basically like a Noah's Ark. That's what it made me think of when I seen it. Real
I'll
pretty
leave
ship
you
though.
here for now.
Oh,
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those three as well.
It means my actions now will decide the next step Lenny's group takes. In other words, if I want to tell Lenny the truth, then must make him understand that we cannot afford excessive conflict right now.
yeah. We'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Yeah, we will.
Great.
Alright. So, yeah, secret keepers and forbidden zones. Calamitous tread. Well then, so I guess we're going to talk to Lenny and them now. Decide how much we tell them or what we tell them, things of that nature.
We're back!
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Yeah.
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, while I was sedated, I could still barely hear two people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Huh.
Must have been Risley and Sishween.
Yeah, I heard one male voice and one female, so it should have been the two of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
Timing doesn't match
I
though.
really can't make sense of this.
So, Traveler,
That's
finally,
my feeling.
were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, he explained.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Lenny sounds a little like his old self. Feeling better now, Lenny.
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijween is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
Something or other. So yeah.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's good. He
How's
got
that on the
right
first try?
First try.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly,
Right.
Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him.
Master Detective Lenny. Piecing it
More,
together.
The Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land.
Yep.
As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, Risley will be free to move between the parties of interest.
Yep.
If I had to guess,
Sounds
he
about
probably
right.
has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
Lenny's grasp of the big picture is amazing.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. Then, if Risley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing.
Yep.
There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly.
Wow.
I don't have enough information,
Yep,
so
we've
I have
seen
no
it.
idea
So
what his chip
Lenny
might
is
be.
spot on.
But let
So you share the information you learned with Lenny and company. While sharing what you saw, you emphasize now is not the time. Yeah.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone.
Could Risley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis?
Yeah,
If
that's
you
what it
remember,
sounds like.
I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Risley...
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Trevor.
Oh yeah.
I'll figure out a way to pass this on to
Need
our
to
father.
inform her.
No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
Wow, we're part of the group, huh?
You have my gratitude.
I like it.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Don't mention it. We can work together again if necessary.
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect you.
Aww, the sound of that
cool.
makes Paimon feel all warm and safe inside.
And hungry. What was that?
Paimon,
Yeah, what was that?
Paimon's hungry.
The child like really vibe on.
Oh,
Novel times.
you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Alright, so yeah, and go to the cafeteria now. We learned quite a bit there.
Let's move out.
Quite a bit of things going on. That's for sure. Wriothesley's building a ship, needs to meet the Knave. Wants the Knave on his side. It's interesting in its own mess. Oh, alright. Lenny, or Lynette.
Time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served at the
Heard something about, someone talking about tea
Come on,
dinner.
let's go pick up ours as well.
Oh,
Traveler Paimon, over here.
Sigween. Weena.
Are you here
Everything.
for dinner too, Miss Siegewing?
Siegeween.
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well.
Well.
Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria.
What would you like to eat?
Huh? We can choose?
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Alright then. Tastiest stuff you have to offer. Biggest portion you have to offer.
Me too. Don't forget.
No
Yeah,
problem.
tastiest.
Just leave it to me.
Right? Ordered you arrive unlike days prior. Yeah. It's just worth. Wriothesley is also a fan of them, but something, and shakes pretty terribly.
So delicious.
Free dinners are absolute best. Amazing.
Paimon's so happy. Paimon wants to feast like this every day.
Feeling full yet? How's the food?
Delicious.
Exquisite, thank you. Besides the milk, I mean, everything was super delicious.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite relaxed.
Siegeween, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
Good questions.
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
Yes, that makes sense.
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
Really?
Yeah.
You're
Wow.
reminded of an older sister?
Wow.
That's great to hear.
Oh, and what did
Yeah,
you
good to
mean back
know.
in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well.
Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Clorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Clorand left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Clorand had returned.
Alright.
Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
Uh-huh.
You were all super considerate
Yeah.
and really thought everything through.
That's pretty cool, I guess.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the
So
leader.
yeah. Consider it from a distance, it sounds like.
Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here. With all the darkness and chaos.
That line ended on. That doesn't make sense at all. It's hard to imagine Neuvillette outside of his office.
Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
So, yeah, darkness and chaos. That's a way to describe the place. Alright. Talk to Corinne if she's over here. Oh yeah, here she is. Talk to Clorand.
Clorand!
Ah, it's you two.
How's dinner?
It's all right. Miss Sijwin really put in a lot of effort.
So we heard that Risley invited you to come down to help, and you saved Fremine too. You sure work super fast.
Yeah.
Oh, it was child's play.
Still,
Child's
I
play.
didn't know even champion duelists could take on side jobs. Oh, and why aren't you eating with Sijwin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
Miss Sijwin was with you, and the Duke has business of his own.
True.
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner with her as well?
Yeah,
First time.
first time in a long time.
Okay.
First time in a long time.
So
So you
yeah.
mean you've gone out to dinner with her in the past?
In the past. Yes.
Yeah, in the past.
You seem to be enjoying yourselves here.
Technically a work trip for us too.
Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon. Don't run around unnecessarily.
Alright. Well then. Oh, and she's gone. Well, so yeah. Just felt like I should talk to her. But to the dorms, I think is what it told us to do, to go to bed. Go to rest. 'Cause yeah, a lot happened. A lot has happened. Is the way to describe it, I guess, so. Yep, we found out quite a bunch of things in this part. But yeah, up here we go. Blah. So we're going to rest now that we've informed Lenny of what's going on. He pretty much figured it out on his own, for the most part.
So much has happened. Paimon
Yeah.
just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed.
That's understandable. What did happen?
I'm super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
Yeah, I'm also getting there. Still don't know what happened to Chuck. That's the only other thing we haven't learned yet. Wow, she really immediately fell asleep.
Delicious. I'm
Of course.
seconds.
Food. Good night. Alright.
Out of my way! Get out of my way!
Oh,
What happened? Why is everyone running? No,
something's going
Something
on.
must have happened. Stop asking!
Oh, something's occurred. Sounds important.
Who's yelling?
What's that sound? Come on, wake up. We need to go out and see what's going on. So, people are panicking. That's what that sounded like. So something's occurred where people are panicking. Oh boy, what's happened? Oh, sounds like sirens are going off.
Running around. Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Okay. Well, no time to explain. Later.
What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! Yeah, there you are!
Something's happening, huh? Quisto
Oh, thank goodness!
and Loveroo.
Quisto and Laveroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone
Okay,
to
so-
evacuate and get out of here.
Something bad
Varun
happened.
was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up?
Yeah.
Why is it suddenly my
That was
idea?
my idea.
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
The point is, you should come with us.
You had to leave, huh? You said His Grace said to evacuate outwards.
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
So yeah, I guess the dam broke finally. Yep, happened down below. Yeah, the gate at the very bottom.
No,
That's what I'm
it
thinking.
can't be that thing.
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
So yeah, sounds.
Go find the Duke. You two just go and get out. Go on without us.
So yeah, you two get out of here.
Hey, be careful!
Oh boy, so sounds
Attention. Please evacuate
like
upwards
it
and
started,
outwards
huh?
and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer,
Oh, I
then
like the
try to
music.
move as far outwards as possible.
So yeah, it's not good. Not good at all sounding. So yeah, you got sirens and everything telling everyone to evacuate. So yeah, not good. Not good. So rightly. Alright, down we go.
They're here.
Yeah.
Just like I said.
Just like I said. Oh. So something. Gates breaking.
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
So yeah. Alright, the gauntlets. I was breaking. Good boy. Oh, there it goes. That is a lot of water. Good boy. Yeah. Punch it. Freeze it. Nice. Frozen. But probably temporary, I would assume. Yep. New boy. Yeah, tough to run. Nice. New boy. Outrun in the water.
3, 2, 1.
Boom. Alright. Pretty awesome. Slide it, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. And freeze it. Alrighty. Very awesome.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Oh,
Until
yeah.
he arrives, we're the
Hold the
last
line.
line of defense.
Need to hold it in place. So, yeah, we need to go get the dude. Alright.
How long do you think it'll hold?
I like this.
That depends on us.
Oh, yeah. Very awesome. Pretty awesome combination, actually, your team up. But, yeah, so we need to go inform Neuvillette that things are going pretty bad. Or things are happening. I am really enjoying it. Oh boy. That was really awesome, though.
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
Okay, you can explain everything else to me later.
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Alright. So we need to protect Farina from the knave. Go to the Opera House. Well, so, Neuvillette might have found something out, it sounds like. That cutscene was really freaking awesome, though. That it was. Just all the slide in, the run in, everything. Oh, oh.
Look, there are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people over there. The knave is probably here. Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left, though I'm sure he's already explained this should be a mostly cordial conversation,
Yep.
unlikely to give rise to violence.
Yeah.
But it would be most appreciated if
Farina's
you could
bodyguards.
protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
I will do my best. So yeah, we're basically Farina's bodyguards here, I guess. Things are happening, that's for sure. So I guess we're getting to the bottom of this. Hope anyway. Or whatever the connection is between these two.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Yep.
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler.
Uh-huh.
I have heard much of your accomplishments.
Oh, yeah.
I
Finally meeting
am the
her.
Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
So this is the Knave. Head of the House of the Hearth and Lenny sibling's father. She certainly does not seem easy to deal with. Pleasure to meet you too.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
Okay. Seems friendly enough, but that can't be all there is to her. The Knave is a force to be reckoned with. I should be very cautious around her.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
Quite tasty, and I think Paimon agrees.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I.
Oh boy. Wait. Child should have no reason to have said something like that.
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know.
I have faith in his
hoping
abilities.
that he's an excellent swimmer.
But yeah, I have faith in his abilities.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Rena looks quite nervous. There must be some kind of bad blood between her and the Knave.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you.
That he was.
Against ordinary people,
Gotta
my
hit
colleague
on
would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur
real.
Nuvillette.
I like the air about this whole conversation. It's very tense. I think tense is the right word. I managed to find a few leads about his whereabouts.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
Yep.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Meripede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well, that we don't know.
Well...
No, Paimon's statement has just left us wide open.
The Fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
We do not. But there was also no evidence that he had been injured or killed.
Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf.
Wow.
Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya,
So yeah, how to
your letter made me
forge
feel
his,
like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together.
How do I
I'm
forge
currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the Opera House. Is it something like that?
She's turning up the pressure. I'm not sure if I'll be able to convince her, but I can at least try to distract her from Farina. That sounds good to me, yes?
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
Nope,
Hold on. The
The water in the teacup is shaking.
Well.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
Well.
Huh? I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
So, yeah, well. Oh boy. Alright, Nuvalet's here. Nuvalet has arrived, huh?
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
So, yeah, leave it to him, I guess.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Alright.
Wow.
Wow.
So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess.
Nah,
who knows?
Yep, I'll leave it
It's
at
just
that.
your sense of responsibility.
So, yeah, who
Sounds
knows?
about right.
We'll leave it at that. Alright, here it comes. Breaking through. Alright. What you do, doobie? Oh, well. Alright. Nuvalet gets his awesome moment. Ooh. Okay. Push it back.
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day.
Okay. Oh,
this
that's
ancient
cool.
power could easily obliterate an entire race.
Mm-hmm.
A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe.
That it would. Okay, putting the water back. And seal. Okay. Alright then. Pretty awesome.
This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
That was pretty awesome, actually. Oh yeah, some kind of judgment to carry out, huh? Sentence that's too severe. Curious.
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me
For
guess. We're safe for now.
Yep, that's what it sounds like.
Indeed.
But only
for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
A present.
You made a bet?
Yeah, you made a bet.
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
Boy.
So what gift must the loser give?
Yeah.
Tea.
What's the gift?
He already has tons of tea in his office.
Legal
I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Wow.
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
Probably not.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke.
Well, yep. I should be getting back now.
Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter.
Well,
We all know you can't leave
pretty
Calais
pressing.
pneumonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
Yeah. Yeah, one would hope. I don't know what happened in here yet. I'm waiting to hear. Well, all right.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house.
Let's get down to business.
Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontanian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true.
Yep, it's happening.
Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable?
Probably wouldn't be.
The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
Oh boy, turning it up.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the god.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now.
They may be thinking it and not saying it.
Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me.
Oh boy, things are ramping up.
Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
Rina's not acting like her usual self. She's actually seriously refuting the knave's accusation. She means what she says. She's not putting on a front.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
So yeah, she's a broke character, basically, is the way to put it. So was that all a lie, or can she really not tell us? She was so full of conviction and confidence just now, but now she's deflated like a pot balloon.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency
don't have one.
Plan?
Oh,
yeah, you don't have one.
Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina.
Oh boy.
I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the tea party with us today.
No way to take care of troublesome business.
I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Well, that's what happened.
Yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although,
you seem quite insecure.
Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by
calling
your
her
side.
out.
Oh, very well. let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
These aren't topics I could speak about. I don't even know what Nouvelette's task was. But yeah, if I had to guess, he probably went down to deal with the surging primordial sea, but can he really deal with that all by himself? Is Furina being truthful or not? Hard to tell.
I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? You too, Paimon.
Yeah.
Paimon will take you up on that offer.
So yeah, proceed to change topic, bring up a number of less significant matters.
Oh, Paimon's super full.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Furina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Furina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Alright.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Of course.
Paimon's coming too!
Yeah, alright then. So, Furina.
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined.
I bet it was.
Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter? If there's nothing urgent, then I shall be retiring for now.
That was a stressful tea party, that's for sure. That is the easiest way to describe that whole situation. It was very tense and stressful. Also, the knave calling Furina out on a lot of her stuff. But yeah, pretty cool cutscene we got of Nouvelette going in there and pushing the water back, saying it's punishment that is too cruel or too severe. Just interesting. But alright, so the knave. Follow the knave to the exit. Alright, here we are by yourselves now.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
Of course not.
That's what Paimon thought.
What do you want to say?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
I think that's what you'd want to talk about.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you? The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children.
Was there nothing else you wanted to say?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings.
Okay, so time and place for things.
I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me.
Well...
By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Furina?
What's your impression of her?
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
Hit me with it.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the fortress of Meripede.
Well, thought about what happened.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it.
Yeah.
He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself.
Alright.
I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon.
Ooh, so yeah.
She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity
That was
than a
our
working
impression
Archon.
of her to you.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you.
Just undercover. Uh-huh.
You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant.
My goal is just to discover
Yeah.
the location of the Gnosis.
That's an interesting
I didn't
outfit,
expect the
though.
chance
Pretty
to
cool.
approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious.
Yep.
Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking bait. After all, from the
Well,
moment
this
it was
happened, huh?
attached to the
This is
hook,
why she was
the
so
bait is
freaked out
meant
about
to
her.
be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Interesting.
Who are you? And what are you?
The fear in her pupils is genuine.
Not
So
bait.
perhaps she's not bait after all.
Very interesting.
Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning.
Interesting.
I left the
Curse.
scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect
Oh,
even Farina
yeah.
dares not mention this incident to anyone.
Yeah, probably not.
Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone.
Oh, of course.
She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I
yeah.
began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Eudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article.
That'd be interesting.
I have to find the Gnosis.
Oh,
If
yeah,
the
of course.
Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he
Probably.
is probably in possession of it. Alternatively,
Interesting
it
reveals
might
here.
have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
Oh, alright. Oh, that's a shot.
My dear children,
I like that
please
shot.
speak.
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
Yeah, the bows.
I'm afraid so.
Okay.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger
Yeah.
is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine
Pretty
authorities.
cool.
Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Eudex Neuvillette.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough.
Oh, yeah.
With
Farina
this
and
as my
Neuvillette.
excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina
That's
and
humor.
Eudex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the
Very
House of the
interesting.
Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be a front. Lenny and his group
Oh,
will be
yeah.
responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Yep. Well then, that was a lot. He explains why Farina's so freaked out around her, though. She tried to kill her. Or she, like, attacked her, basically. So, yeah, that's why she's all freaked out. Interesting.
You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro
Oh,
Archon?
yeah, just explained all that to us.
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort
I like
ever
that in that
happened.
shot, you could actually see the fear in her face. That she just basically almost died. Yeah, all right then. And yeah, wouldn't put it past Harbingers to attack the Archon, given what Signora did to Venti.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
How did you come to that conclusion?
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon.
That's very interesting.
Of course, that is all just how I feel.
Good.
Gut feelings often do not require justification.
Huh.
It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth.
Pretty curious, actually.
Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves.
She's got a cool hairstyle,
Ultimately,
I just noticed.
One must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you.
Interesting.
You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
He's back. Neuvillette.
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Well then. Black and gray or white hair mixed together.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes.
Alright,
But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur.
Okay.
Thank you for protecting Farina.
May we ask what happened down there?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate.
As for what happened on our side, count the happenings the Tivari do.
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
So yeah, can I ask you some questions?
Permission granted.
You have enough power to force back the primordial sea. Does that mean you have some degree of connection with the Hydro Archon?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But you can't tell us? Then
That's okay.
Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try.
If by the phrase "you guys" you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
Oh yeah. You managed to protect those that needed to be defended. But yeah, what did you sense from the Fortress of Meribid?
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history.
That it does.
It has seen much grief and suffering.
Sure sounds like it.
And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh?
And
Why is it raining all of a sudden?
You'd be sad. Well, clear sky is suddenly filled with dark clouds. The rain becomes heavier, light rain soon growing into a downpour. Just moments before, Neuvillette has just mentioned his sense of grief. Thinking back to the legend that Firminate said, it said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Every time it weeps, the skies would cloud out. Wait, Neuvillette, you can't be.
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He's the dragon sovereign of water.
The dragon of... what? Huh?
Yeah.
Please do not be so surprised.
Well, alright, Farina.
Farina?
Neuvillette. Yeah, okay.
Neuvillette, are you listening?
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we?
Yeah,
You're not
well,
actually the
that's
dragon sovereign of water, right?
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep the—
Of course. Yeah,
Right,
of course.
Of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the Dragon Sovereign of Water, and you were able to, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
That's interesting. None of them possess their full power.
They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power.
Ooh.
Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
Oh, that's big.
There are 7 elemental archons and
7
matching
dragons.
dragon sovereigns.
That's cool.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history.
That's actually pretty cool.
In any case, I believe I will
7
not be able
Archons
to
and
do
7
much
dragons.
unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me.
Okay.
Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
That's something.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead.
Yeah.
There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried.
See you later, Nuvolette.
We'll see you another time.
So yeah, a lot
Take
of
care.
things happen there. Alrighty, so back to the fortress. Let's see if we can go over here. I saw Farina walk out or something, but I don't know if we can actually. Well, she is actually visible, but yeah, so the knave tried to kill her, so that's something. And yeah, so we learned a lot there that the whole thing with the knave, what she really was after, I guess, or her objective. We're doing that. This is what I meant to do. I hit the... Yeah. Teleport to the fortress. That's what I was trying to do, and I was hitting the wrong button. But yeah, like I said, we learned quite a lot of things there, such as
Let's move out.
things yeah. Oh, here we are. Eachween.
Seedwing! Traveler, Paimon, you're back! Are
How
you
you
still
been?
doing alright? Did either of you get hurt?
Don't worry, we're both doing great.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it? A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervillette paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided.
Oh yeah.
How did Nervillette know that he was needed here? Well, Monsieur Nervillette has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced.
That's kind of crazy.
I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word. I'm so relieved to see that you're both all right. If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days. Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and please feel
Alrighty.
free to visit the infirmary for a break at any time. I'd like to take the opportunity
So, yeah,
to
we're
spend
just,
some more time observing your facial muscles as well.
They're memorable.
Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know. They're so memorable, and I've missed them immensely while you were gone.
Well then, that's something to say. But yeah, we're kind of just checking up on everything now, I guess. I guess we're just, yeah. Up here. Kind of wrapping things up. That's what it feels like we're doing. Talking to everyone and getting to the bottom of it. It's still here. That's crazy. That's that thing I opened earlier in the video. Or clicked on earlier. But I just didn't run off and grab, and it was still there. Pretty crazy. But yeah, I assume we're going to the infirmary now to check on Lenny and them.
Let's move out.
But yeah, like I was saying, pretty crazy things happened in this video. We got the primordial sea being under the fortress of Mirrorbead, which is quite dangerous. We met the knave. And yeah, I got introduced to her. So no idea what happened to Child other than that he escaped.
What suit will this next card be?
A bare teeth cat?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Hello.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from it, eh?
Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to...
Whoa, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about...
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Ash probably wasn't meaning anything like rude or anything by it.
Check
Just
this out.
her own
We
thing.
went back to the opera house and we met the...
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
It was a little surprising.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic.
Oh,
You
man.
should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
All right then.
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
Yep.
That does sound like something that Father would say.
Yep, it does.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
A tea party.
For real?
Another
then Paimon
one.
wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served
Yeah,
some delicious
well.
cake while you were up there. How
It
lovely.
was very tense.
Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
Hopefully less stressful. That's what I would hope. Or less tense.
We should start preparing that.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
all
tea
for it.
party.
I'll help you set it up.
This bed is big, I just realized. You have to like slightly hop down to get off of this. Alright, so I guess the others were looking for Ridesley, and yeah, 2 out of 4, so definitely be Ridesley and Clorinda, I assume. Oh, this is not where I was trying to go. But yeah, one of them's definitely Ridesley. But yeah, so New Valette, we got questions on who the Hydro Archon even is at this point. My bet is still Farina, but she's cursed, they said, so I would assume that has something to do with it. That'd be my guess anyway, and theory, I guess, is that because of whatever curse she has, she's... yeah. Oh, I wasn't at it. So I assume whatever this curse she's got, because the knave actually did point out that she's cursed. Oh, these two are who we needed to talk to. Not...
Courier,
Ridesley.
Miss Sishween told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh? It's you two.
Lurvine, we're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
We're fine, thanks.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh, yeah?
Just
Then why are you also
weirdly
here so
start
much?
fighting when other people are around, it feels like.
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
That's the theory.
Not at all!
Uh-huh. I like that that's the theory with these two, is that they're just...
Courier, the rumors about us are
Yeah.
literally everywhere now.
But it's not like I caused them by myself.
Yeah, I got the rumors that they're dating and don't want to admit it or something. Or wanted it secret and now everybody knows about it. That's how it feels. Most definitely. But yeah, so Farina, well, so we got Farina and Nuvolette. We learned that Nuvolette's the dragon. Got that cool bit of lore that there's 7 dragons and all of them have given up their true power to the Archons, is what it made it sound like.
You guys are
First
back?
usurper took their power and made the basis of the Archon's power from it, so they can't seemingly use their full power until the Archon is gone.
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
Nope, we did.
Huh? No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held...
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about you, you know.
Hey,
I like how
wasn't
we're all
just me.
friends after just
Weren't you super worried as well?
seemingly just meeting these guys. We're all buddy-buddy.
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive?
Very worried.
Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Well, we weren't doing that, but
Hey, there's
Close as
nothing
we
wrong
could
with
be
worrying
too
about
bad.
your prison pals. Is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
nope, nothing wrong with it, yeah.
They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
Sure, the welfare meals must have just skyrocketed in quality recently.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Alright then. So yeah, finally, Wrightsley. So yeah, questioning who the Archon is really, because Nuvolette says, won't say it, it's a dragon, so I don't think it's him, because he mentioned about how they don't have full power because of the Archons. Which is interesting. Interesting thing he said. But alright, we gotta meet with, Wrightsley. But yeah, so a lot of things were going on.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see 2 inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine, for the most part. Nuvolette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to
Yeah.
exchange the Courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, don't think that's gonna work.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewin's gift with him, though.
That's good.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewin.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Milkshake.
Nervalette got the milkshake. Clorand received lipstick instead.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Oh yeah, very different.
Well, it's Nervalette's own fault for making Sigewin worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies.
Oh, why it's funny to me if Nervalette would have took the lipstick. I don't know why that'd be funny to me, but it just sounds funny for some reason.
Oh,
to me.
and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Right?
Are these from Sigewin too?
Nope, they're from yours truly.
Huh. Gifts from Writhley.
You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
Alright. Sounds good.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
Is food still covered?
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Alright.
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
Alrighty. Sounds good. Return to the dorms and rest. Moment's respite. Respite? However you say that word. Never knew how to say it. Respite, respite. I've heard it both ways. But alright, to the dorms. To the dorms. So we get our bed still, which is great. Great to have. To keep our bunk. Or bed that we've been using since we got here, which is, yeah. At least until our 45-day sentence ends, or for however long we've been here, because I lost count. I know one point we were here for at least 3 to 9 days, so yeah, probably a month at the latest. Been here probably a month at the shortest, a month. I would guess anyway.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it really doesn't feel the same.
Feel like a huge weight is off our shoulders. We're in freedom.
Sure feels that way. But the truth is, we never did anything bad to begin with, so I'm not sure why we put so much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah. Paimon, is there something you'd like to say?
Huh? How did you know?
Because you usually just immediately fall asleep.
Hey, that's not true!
That's what happened before.
Alright. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all. It's like, we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems no matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
That's a nice smile. We're the best adventurers ever.
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here?
Yeah, being a guide counts too.
Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward. Just
That'd be nice.
making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so the last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary. We should be safe now, right?
We'll be fine, so don't worry, Paimon.
Alright then, good night to you, Traveler.
Yeah. Good night to you, Paimon. So yeah, we still don't know what happened to Child. That's what I've been waiting on. So yeah. Alright. Here it is. The vision. What I've been waiting for. What happened to Child? Oh. The whale. Alright. The whale. That is awesome looking. Okay, well. It was not a whale. Ooh, alrighty. So that's that. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like it, share it, sub the channel. So child got saved by the whale creature, which I'm assuming is Nuvalet. So yeah, like the video, share it, sub the channel, and I will see y'all next time. So later.